Welcome to a busy day in my life with POTS. I'm Kaleigh, I'm 27, I live in Chicago, Illinois, and of course, I have POTS, along with IST, another type of dysautonomia. I also have MCAS and HEDS. I was diagnosed with POTS in November of 2023, and we are still very much in the process of trying to figure out how to manage my symptoms and improve my quality of life. First thing I do in the morning is make my bed, then I put my blinds up, I let the sunshine in. It just does wonders for my mental health, and then I head into the bathroom to get ready. Mornings are so hard on me. As soon as I get up, I become very symptomatic. I always think maybe I should cancel these appointments, though I hardly ever do. I always feel very weak, lightheaded, have the worst nausea. Unfortunately, with POTS, it's not shocking that mornings are so hard for me. I've just been supine for how many hours? My heart and my brain have been getting adequate blood flow all night. It's been pretty easy. My body hasn't had to work too hard to make that happen. Then all of a sudden, after hours of being supine, I'm upright and my body says, girl, not gravity. So my autonomic nervous system starts releasing hormones, my blood vessels try to constrict, they can't do it efficiently, which then causes my heart to start beating faster and faster, trying to get blood back up to my heart and brain. It's not enough, more blood pooling, more symptoms. I can tell what kind of day it's gonna be based on how flushed and sweaty I get in the morning, just from getting up and sitting in front of my sink getting ready. So not a great day so far. So now I'm gonna check my blood sugar. I usually check it every morning, not because I have blood sugar problems, but because my doctor has suggested that I check my blood sugar whenever I'm nauseous, which is every morning. Usually it's normal, but I just check it anyways. Beautiful. 10 minutes later, I sat down at my desk for my first appointment of the day, which was with my psychiatrist. When I have virtual appointments at home, I have to put on burp videos for my cat to distract her. As you can see, I was really not doing well here. I became super nauseous, but my appointment went well. It was just to check in. I'm feeling emotionally and mentally stable for the most part, so we decided to keep everything the same. Now here's me doing an active stand test. My neurologist just recently adjusted my medication, so they wanted me to send updated vitals. The active stand test is essentially an at-home tilt table test. The tilt table test is usually the gold standard for diagnosing POTS. So to do the active stand test at home, you'll lie supine position for 2 minutes. At the end of those 2 minutes, you'll continue lying down in the supine position and take your heart rate and blood pressure. Those vitals are considered your resting heart rate and blood pressure. So after that, you're going to stand for 10 minutes and you're going to take your heart rate and blood pressure at 2 minutes of standing, 5 minutes of standing, and 10 minutes of standing. To be clear, this is not a diagnostic tool for you to use, but doing this at home could give you data that you could then bring to your doctor to help advocate for a formal tilt table test if you think you might have POTS. I have to leave for physical therapy in probably 10-15 minutes or so. I haven't eaten. I'm still unsure if I'm gonna go get labs done after physical therapy. They need to be fasting, which is why I haven't eaten, but I'm worried I'm gonna pass out in physical therapy. Like usually I have to eat before, so I'm worried I'm making a mistake, but I really need to get my labs done. I'm also hesitant to take my medication on an empty stomach. Okay, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna take my medicine. I'm gonna bring a few salty snacks and hopefully I'll be able to make it to the lab afterwards to get my lab work done. So here I am heading into physical therapy, and unfortunately I did almost faint. I had pre-syncope, so I got really lightheaded. I started sweating. I got very nauseous. Fortunately, my physical therapist is so wonderful. He's very knowledgeable in POTS. He has a lot of POTS patients, so as soon as I said I'm not doing so well, he brought me a whole bunch of ice to put on my stomach, on my chest, on my neck, and they came around really quickly. So then I headed to the hospital so I could finally get my fasting labs done. I was dreaming of a salty snack while I was on my way here and waiting. Fortunately, once I checked in, which you can see me doing here, I didn't have to wait that long at all because it was practically empty. Even though I only waited about 10 minutes or so, I started to feel a little shaky, so I considered pulling out my Vitassium electrolyte fast chews, but I wasn't sure if that would affect my lab work, so I decided to just wait until after I had my labs done. Every time I get my labs done, I always wonder, is this the time that they're gonna get it on the first try? Because usually they have to stick me a couple of times before they can get it, but the tech that did my blood work this time was amazing. Got a first try, super easy. I was in and out within probably 45 seconds. Once that was over, I headed down to the lobby and decided to just sit there for a couple of minutes and instead of immediately calling my Uber, I was in desperate need of Vitassium electrolyte fast chews and a salty snack. Whenever I'm out of the house and in need of electrolytes, the first thing I always reach for are my electrolyte fast chews. The electrolyte fast chews come in fruit punch and grape. They're both really great, but I like the fruit punch just a little bit more. Of course, the fast chews are fast acting, it's in the name. And if I'm out of the house and I start becoming symptomatic, if I think, uh-oh, I might be having pre-syncope, I reach for my fast chews and within 5 to 10 minutes, they help me come right around. I wasn't able to go home quite yet. I had to stop at the pharmacy, and going to the pharmacy for me is always very humbling. I'm there so often, at least several times a week, because I can never get my medication refills to line up. It's so humbling because everyone that works there knows my name. I don't even have to tell them my name when I arrive at the counter. They just have my medications ready for me. They're all so friendly, and I really appreciate them having my medications ready to go, but it is, like I said, very humbling. After that, I was so relieved I finally got to go home, even though I had sticker shock from the medications that I just picked up. I got home a little while ago. Of course, the first thing I do when I get home is change my clothing. I do not want outside clothes in my bed. Like, think of the germs. This is my cat Mimi. I haven't introduced her yet. She's always so happy when I get home and I get a lot of snuggles. Then once I'd had a chance to just be supine for a while, I decided it was time for me to eat something. So I had some Greek yogurt with protein granola. A lot of times when I have to do some kind of fasting for any medical thing, once I finally am able to eat, I have to start with something small or it will just make my nausea so much worse. After that, I was in desperate need of a nap, and I don't usually nap, but this time I crashed so hard and I fell asleep so quickly, I was so surprised. When I woke up, it was about dinner time, so I decided to have chicken noodle soup. For some reason today, my nausea was pretty persistent throughout the day. Usually, I'm nauseous in the mornings, and then because of my scopolamine patch that I wear 24/7, it definitely helps once my body adjusts to being upright. But this nausea lasted throughout the day, so I had chicken noodle soup, some Ritz crackers, and of course, ginger ale. And yes, I sit on my couch to eat, don't judge me. Fortunately, once I had finished my soup and my ginger ale, a couple hours after that, my stomach settled, which I was very relieved about, but then I started flaring up. Final thoughts for the day. It was a rough day. It was a rough day, and my body knows it. I've been sitting here with the air conditioning on, sweating so much. Usually when my cheeks get like this, it does not bode well for me. So I'm gonna finish this popsicle, get ready for bed, and hopefully go to sleep for like 12 hours. I hope you all had a lovely low symptom day. Thanks for coming along with me today. We are Vitassium. We create electrolytes for people with different types of dysautonomia like POTS, OH, and BVS. Many of us on the Vitassium team have dysautonomia or love someone with dysautonomia. You can find dozens of electrolyte products, but they're mostly made for athletes. Our products are electrolyte salt capsules, our extra strength electrolyte salt capsules, and our fruit punch or grape electrolyte fast chews are specifically and exclusively made for people with chronic illnesses like POTS, OH, BVS, and more to help them manage their symptoms. If this sounds like you, consider signing up for our Vitassium Club, our free program for people with chronic illnesses who use Vitassium to help manage their symptoms that provides discounted products and free shipping on some orders. You can save up to 25% on every order by joining the Vitassium Club at Vitassium.com. Stay salty!